There are people who can be pressured, manipulated, or broken with force, deceit, or emotional games. Then there is the Sigma male, a man who operates independently, thinks strategically, and relies on himself for both emotional and practical stability. Attempting to break him is not only futile, it will almost certainly backfire. His resilience is a product of years of self-discipline, reflection, and a mindset that values autonomy above all else. The Sigma male does not measure his self-worth based on what others think of him. He does not seek validation, approval, or recognition from social hierarchies. He builds his identity internally based on principles, values, and self-assessment. That foundation is what makes him so hard to manipulate or intimidate. People who underestimate him often discover too late that their attempts to destabilize him only strengthen his resolve. His approach to challenges is methodical. He observes patterns, studies behaviors, and calculates risks before responding. While most people might react emotionally to threats or pressure, the Sigma male maintains composure and clarity. He doesn't act impulsively or out of fear. Instead, he turns attempts to break him into opportunities for assessment, growth, and strategic positioning. This video will explore 6 reasons why trying to break a Sigma male will backfire. These reasons are rooted in his unique traits: his resilience under pressure, emotional independence, strong sense of self-worth, strategic thinking, prioritization of autonomy, and ability to learn and adapt. Understanding these reasons will show why efforts to manipulate, intimidate, or control him often fail and produce the opposite effect. By the end of this video, it will be clear that a Sigma male's strength is not just physical or social, it is deeply mental and emotional. He thrives in conditions that would destabilize others and uses challenges as tools to reinforce his position. Those who underestimate him or attempt to control him quickly learn that breaking a Sigma male is not just impossible, it is a risk they cannot afford. Reason number 1. They thrive under pressure. The first reason why trying to break a Sigma male will backfire is that he thrives under pressure. While most people crumble under stress, threats, or manipulation, the Sigma male uses pressure as a lens to sharpen his focus and strengthen his resolve. Pressure does not intimidate him. It motivates him to assess situations with clarity and take calculated action. Thriving under pressure is rooted in his self-discipline. He has trained himself to remain calm, evaluate variables, and identify the most effective response, regardless of external conditions. Emotional manipulation, confrontation, or criticism does not destabilize him because he anticipates reactions, both his own and those of others. That foresight allows him to stay several steps ahead. Additionally, the Sigma male views challenges as opportunities rather than threats. When someone tries to break him, he analyzes the situation. Why are they acting this way? What do they hope to achieve? How can he leverage the scenario to reinforce his independence or further his goals? This strategic perspective transforms external pressure into a tool rather than a liability. His resilience under pressure also manifests in social and professional situations. He does not panic when criticized, isolated, or challenged publicly. Instead, he remains composed, gathers information, and responds selectively. This ability often disorients those attempting to manipulate him. They expect an emotional reaction, but instead they encounter calm intelligence and measured action. Another aspect of thriving under pressure is his mental endurance. He has faced enough challenges to understand that stress is temporary and manageable. This experience allows him to detach from immediate emotional triggers, preventing others from exploiting fear, anger, or insecurity. Consequently, attempts to control or destabilize him often produce the opposite effect, making him more deliberate, stronger, and harder to influence. In short, pressure does not break a Sigma male, it reinforces his abilities. By remaining calm, assessing situations objectively, and responding strategically, he converts challenges into opportunities. Anyone attempting to push him to the edge quickly discovers that their effort has not weakened him. It has only honed his resolve and sharpened his skills. Reason number 2. They are emotionally self-sufficient. The second reason attempts to break a Sigma male will backfire is his emotional self-sufficiency. Unlike most people who rely on others for validation, comfort, or guidance, the Sigma male maintains full control over his emotional state. His moods, confidence, and reactions are not dictated by external forces or social pressures. Because he governs himself internally, attempts to provoke, guilt, or manipulate him are largely ineffective. Emotional self-sufficiency begins with awareness and regulation. The Sigma male understands his triggers and patterns, which allows him to process challenging situations without losing composure. When others attempt to provoke him, he does not react impulsively. Instead, he evaluates the situation, identifies the intent behind the actions, and responds only when necessary, maintaining clarity and control. This trait makes him resistant to psychological manipulation. While many are swayed by criticism, pressure, or guilt, the Sigma male remains unaffected. He is aware of the tactics that others may use to destabilize him and is prepared to neutralize them through calm, deliberate action. He does not allow others to dictate his self-esteem, confidence, or decisions. Emotional self-sufficiency also strengthens his independence. Because he does not need approval or affirmation from others, he can prioritize his goals, principles, and long-term strategy over social pressures. This detachment allows him to act in alignment with his values rather than reacting emotionally to external influences. Moreover, his self-sufficiency ensures that challenges become opportunities for growth. Emotional attacks that would destabilize others serve as data for him, insight into motives, weaknesses, or opportunities. By processing these challenges internally, he strengthens his resilience, further reducing the likelihood that future attempts to break him will succeed. Ultimately, a Sigma male's emotional self-sufficiency ensures that attempts to break him backfire. Manipulation, criticism, or social pressure are largely ineffective because his internal stability is self-maintained. Those trying to undermine him often end up reinforcing his independence, as each attempt provides him with clarity, insight, and opportunity to assert his autonomy. Reason number 3. They have a strong sense of self-worth. The third reason trying to break a Sigma male will backfire is his unwavering sense of self-worth. He does not depend on the approval of others to feel valuable or competent. His confidence comes from a clear understanding of his abilities, principles, and personal values. This internalized self-esteem makes attempts at intimidation, manipulation, or criticism ineffective. A Sigma male builds his self-worth through consistent reflection and achievement. He evaluates his actions, learns from mistakes, and sets goals that align with his personal vision. Unlike people who tie their confidence to external validation, the Sigma male's self-esteem is rooted in competence, integrity, and alignment with his principles. Because of this, he cannot be easily shaken by social pressure or the opinions of others. This strong self-worth also impacts his interactions. He does not tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or deception. When someone attempts to undermine him, he recognizes the behavior and responds with clarity and composure. He does not overreact, but he also does not compromise his standards. Those who underestimate him quickly realize that their attempts to diminish him only reinforce his sense of independence and strength. Furthermore, his confidence is not boastful or performative. He does not need to assert dominance to feel secure. Instead, his quiet self-assurance creates an aura that commands respect naturally. People attempting to challenge him are often caught off guard by his calm, measured presence, making their efforts to destabilize him futile. Another aspect of his self-worth is resilience. Because he believes in his own value, failures or setbacks do not define him. He learns, adapts, and moves forward with a clearer understanding of himself and the situation. Attempts to pressure or demoralize him often backfire because they give him opportunities to demonstrate competence, reinforce boundaries, and strengthen his position. In essence, the Sigma male's strong sense of self-worth is a protective shield. It ensures that external attacks, whether social, emotional, or psychological, cannot break him. Instead, every attempt to undermine him highlights his independence, resilience, and the unshakable confidence that comes from knowing his own worth. Reason number 4. They are strategic and calculated. The fourth reason why trying to break a Sigma male will backfire is his strategic mindset. He does not act impulsively or react emotionally to threats, criticism, or manipulation. Instead, he evaluates situations carefully, considers potential outcomes, and acts in a deliberate and calculated manner. This strategic approach makes attempts to destabilize him highly ineffective. A Sigma male observes before he reacts. He analyzes motives, patterns, and the intentions of those around him. When someone tries to provoke or manipulate him, he studies their behavior, anticipates potential moves, and chooses his response with precision. This ability to remain analytical under pressure turns others' attempts to break him into opportunities for assessment and advantage. Strategy also extends to social and professional dynamics. The Sigma male understands power, influence, and human behavior, but he does not rely on force or intimidation. Instead, he uses observation and timing to act decisively when it matters most. Those attempting to destabilize him are often caught unaware, as he rarely behaves predictably or allows others to dictate the pace of interactions. Another element is patience. He knows that immediate reactions can be exploited. By waiting, observing, and evaluating, he gains the upper hand. He can identify weaknesses, recognize patterns, and select responses that serve his long-term objectives. Attempts to pressure or provoke him often fail because he does not respond hastily. He responds strategically. His strategic thinking also allows him to manage conflicts effectively. He knows when to engage, when to withdraw, and when to leverage information. Even when under direct attack, he can maintain composure and turn challenges to his advantage. As a result, attempts to break him frequently produce outcomes favorable to him, rather than those trying to destabilize him. Ultimately, the Sigma male's strategic and calculated nature ensures that threats do not have the intended effect. Instead of being weakened, he grows stronger, using each attempt to manipulate or pressure him as a lesson and a tool to further solidify his independence, authority, and resilience. Reason number 5. They value independence over approval. The fifth reason trying to break a Sigma male will backfire is his deep commitment to independence. He places personal freedom, autonomy, and self-direction above the approval, expectations, or opinions of others. Because he values independence more than external recognition, attempts to control or manipulate him are unlikely to succeed. This independence is built on years of self-mastery and reflection. The Sigma male recognizes that relying on others for guidance, validation, or permission creates vulnerability. To avoid this, he has cultivated the ability to make decisions, set boundaries, and act according to his principles, regardless of social pressures or external expectations. Valuing independence over approval also affects relationships and social interactions. He is selective about whom he trusts, engages with, or allows to influence his life. When someone tries to assert control or apply pressure, he evaluates whether that influence aligns with his values. If it does not, he distances himself or responds in a way that reinforces autonomy. His independence makes it difficult for others to manipulate or destabilize him because he is not invested in maintaining their approval. This approach also strengthens resilience. Unlike those who are swayed by praise or criticism, the Sigma male remains steady in his objectives and principles. Attempts to provoke, undermine, or break him often backfire because he is not dependent on external reinforcement to maintain his confidence or focus. Independence also allows him to think and act freely. He does not conform to expectations simply to avoid conflict or seek approval. This freedom enables him to respond logically and strategically to challenges, ensuring that attempts to destabilize him are met with controlled and effective action. In short, the Sigma male's prioritization of independence over approval is a core reason why attempts to break him fail. His autonomy, self-direction, and focus on personal principles make him impervious to pressure tactics that would destabilize others, turning potential attacks into opportunities to reinforce his strength. Reason number 6. They learn and adapt from challenges. The sixth reason why trying to break a Sigma male will backfire is his exceptional ability to learn and adapt from challenges. Unlike most people who might become demoralized or reactive when faced with adversity, the Sigma male uses every obstacle as an opportunity for growth and strategic advantage. Challenges do not weaken him, they strengthen him, refine his skills and deepen his resilience. When confronted with attempts to manipulate, intimidate, or destabilize him, the Sigma male does not respond emotionally at first. He observes, analyzes, and evaluates the situation. He identifies the motives, weaknesses, and patterns behind the actions of others, transforming potential threats into lessons. This ability to process adversity constructively allows him to adapt quickly and effectively to changing circumstances. Adaptation is a critical component of his resilience. While many people resist change or cling to familiar routines, the Sigma male adjusts his behavior, strategies, and mindset to meet the demands of the environment. Attempts to destabilize him inadvertently provide him with insights into social dynamics, human behavior, and potential risks, which he can leverage for future interactions. In essence, every attempt to break him equips him with additional knowledge and experience. His learning is not limited to external challenges. The Sigma male constantly reflects on his own responses, evaluating whether his reactions are effective or need refinement. This self-assessment ensures that he grows stronger with each challenge, minimizing vulnerabilities and enhancing his strategic capabilities. Attempts to pressure or provoke him often accelerate this learning process, making him even more resilient and prepared for future confrontations. Moreover, his adaptability extends to long-term planning. He does not merely react to immediate pressure, he anticipates consequences, adjusts strategies, and implements changes to protect his autonomy and achieve his objectives. This foresight makes him difficult to predict or manipulate, as he is always one step ahead of those attempting to challenge him. Ultimately, the Sigma male's ability to learn and adapt ensures that attempts to break him backfire. Rather than weakening him, every challenge becomes an opportunity to reinforce independence, sharpen decision-making, and strengthen emotional and strategic resilience. His capacity to transform adversity into growth is a defining trait, solidifying his position as a force that cannot be easily controlled or undermined. Trying to break a Sigma male is not only futile, it is a mistake that will likely backfire. The 6 reasons outlined in this video explain why attempts to destabilize him rarely succeed and often strengthen his position. He thrives under pressure, maintains emotional self-sufficiency, possesses a strong sense of self-worth, acts strategically, values independence over approval, and learns and adapts from challenges. Each of these traits ensures that external attempts to control, manipulate, or intimidate him are ineffective. The Sigma male's strength is deeply internal. It is built through years of reflection, discipline, and deliberate decision-making. Unlike others who rely on external validation or social acceptance, he operates on his own terms. His resilience is not loud or aggressive. It is quiet, strategic, and absolute. Those who underestimate him quickly discover that attempts to break him only reinforce his autonomy and sharpen his abilities. Understanding these 6 reasons provides insight into why a Sigma male commands respect and remains unshaken in the face of adversity. It also offers lessons for personal growth. Developing independence, self-sufficiency, strategic thinking, and adaptability can strengthen anyone's ability to navigate challenges without being controlled by external pressures. In conclusion, a Sigma male is resilient, self-directed, and unyielding. Attempts to manipulate or destabilize him serve only to highlight his strength and reinforce his position. His presence, choices, and mindset make him a person who cannot be easily broken, and understanding these traits can provide guidance for building resilience and autonomy in one's own life. Reflect on these lessons. Are you cultivating emotional independence, strategic thinking, and self-sufficiency in your own life? Observing and learning from the traits of a Sigma male can offer a blueprint for personal empowerment, demonstrating that true strength comes from within and cannot be taken away by external forces.